Harry Lumley Bayshore Community Center and the J.D. McCarthy Arena for tonight's OLS Senior B Lacrosse between the Owen Sound Bug Juice North Stars and the Oakville Rock. I'm Spencer Byers here with Andy Clark. And Andy, big game for Owen Sound. They're second currently in the standings at 8-6 versus the Oakville Rock, who are 7-7 in third spot. Big game between these two sides.
Obviously, this is to decide home advantage during the playoffs, which is always crucial, especially in lacrosse. So. And we know that Owen Sound also has lost a couple to Oakville previous, so they're looking to get some revenge too.
Absolutely, 1-2 against Oakville this year. They are 1-0 at home, but they're 0-2. They're at the Oakville Athletic Center. They also just beat Six Nations most recently. See their two losses for the Rivermen. They lost to Oakville in late June and lost to the Bug Juice North Stars on July 9th. So very recent losses there for the Rivermen, and showing that Owen Sound and the Rock are getting better as the season goes on. And big additions for Owen Sound is Chris Atwood there from Clearview, who's got 30 goals this year, as well as Drake Smith from the Oakville Rock, Andy. So big additions at the deadline there for Owen Sound.
Absolutely, because Atwood, if you look there, I believe he's sitting fifth in league scoring right now. So to add that punch to your lineup right in your final game before heading into the playoffs, that's such a fantastic ad for Owen Sound.
Second in, or tied for most goals in all of the OSL, and you said they're fifth in scoring. Immediately comes in at second in team scoring, just behind Jake McNabb, who's first across the entire league. So some big potent scorers here on the Owen Sound Bug Juice North Stars as they take on, as I said, the third-ranked Oakville Rock. But you see there in net, it is the great Nick Rose of the Toronto Rock starting in net.
I was excited to see when he was added to the roster there, yeah. We don't have as many people here right now to start chanting the Rosie, Rosie, but if you've ever been to Toronto and heard the crowd get behind him like that, it's fun to see.
And then down in the Owen Sound cage is Landon Kells, the starting goalie for Owen Sound. He lands second in all of the OSL in goals against average. He's been really good for Owen Sound this year. Recently
drafted by Las Vegas in the National Lacrosse League expansion draft there. So heading off to the team where Wayne Gretzky's part owner down in the desert. That's always exciting for that young man too.
And the face-off will be taken there by Tyler Halls, and he'll be able to win it. Possession now for the Bug Juice North Stars. I believe that's Rob Klopfer. He'll pass it up and he'll give it across, and here come the offensive guys here. Riley Thompson now got possession of it. Thompson making his way down the floor. He gives it off there to Tanner Buck. Buck looking for Saunders, gets the pick from him. Buck looking for the shot. Good save there by Rhodes. Ball bounced into the corner. Buck goes to play it. He does play it loose. Still battling for possession though, and the Rock will get it away. Yes, they will. And now they're going to take a little chance here to get the offensive guys back onto the floor. Owen Sound, if I'm not, or pardon me, the Oakville Rock, if I want to fast, 4 games. Owen Sound only won their last game, but again, it was against the Rivermen 5-4 at Six Nations. So a big win for Owen Sound against the top-seeded squad. The Rock now passing it around the top. Looking for a lane there. That one high. Kells steers it away. And that ball bounced around. Nobody home there for possession, and now we picked up by Noah Labar. Labar now, he'll give it off. He's another one of the newer additions. He gives it off to Fegan, and Fegan will take his little walk. He gives it off to McMillan. McMillan mishandles, but gets back possession. A rough cross there for it looks to be McNabb. McNabb looking for a lane. He won't get one, but now he'll get the pick from Keene. McNabb gives it off there for Atwood. Atwood from well out. That one just goes wide. He tried to beat it for the shot clock, and he'll go to retrieve, but will not be fast enough, and now possession will go to Oakville deep in the Owen Sound zone.
Sure stepped into that one. In that previous series back in the Owen Sound end too, we saw some tight defense, which in their last win there against Six Nations, 5-4 win, apparently played a very tight defensive game. So.
Now in front though, shot. That's a good save there by Kells with the stick hand. What a reaction there from Kells. He'll fix his net. Now here comes Tyler Halls with his trademark speed, but he'll turn off. He gives it off to Jordan Cascanet. Halls will stay on the floor, though. Cascanet gets the pick from Halls. Tries to give it back to him. Couldn't, though. Gives it back to Halls, but it will bounce in front of the net and will go into the crease of Nick Rose. Had a chance to talk to Rose before the contest here tonight. You'll see that in between the between the second and third period, the second intermission. Was quite, I'll say, starstruck when I had a chance to interview him because being in the NLL and playing not only for the local team, the Toronto Rock. Possession still though for the Oakville Rock is a couple good whacks there. That one goes in the middle, behind the back, good save there by Kells. Another couple good hits. And Owen Sound is playing some physical lacrosse there in front, but now here comes Owen Sound on a 2-on-1. flying down the floor. Tompkinson shot. That one goes wide, and there will be a call. Too many men against, I believe it'll be Oakville. Or will be Owen Sound. We'll see.
Put some pressure on with the speed there on the transition game. Did they force Oakville to make a mistake there?
And it will be too many men against the Oakville Rock. We'll see who they send. But what a job there.
Number 25, I believe, or 23. And we were talking before how the numbers in lacrosse can always be shaky. This happened last time where they had a lot of number changes on players, so we'll have to catch up with who number 23 is yet.
Atwood there at the bottom, the new addition there from Clearview. Buck at the very top. Buck for Saunders. Saunders shot right off the mast there of Rose, but he gets back possession, and he flings it back to Cascanet. Jordan Cascanet for Tanner Buck. Buck gives it off to McNabb. McNabb shot low. Good save there by Nick Rose. Atwood goes to retrieve it. Does bump him, though, so we'll be able to hopefully gain back possession, which he will. Fresh shot clock to boot as Atwood will pass it over there for Tanner Buck. Buck now is possession. He'll give it off to Saunders. Saunders looks to walk into him. Back for Buck. Buck down for McNabb now at the bottom. McNabb gives it off for Atwood. Atwood fake. Atwood shot. Good save there by Rose. And that's not like hit off a post, but it didn't. I think Rose just hit it with his stick. That ball will get harassed away there by Cascanet. Buck also got possession of it. And now Cascanet will fling it back. And great work there by Cascanet and Buck to gain back possession with a minute left here in this power play.
Owen Sound's power play running at about 33%.
That one over. That one also over there. That was Atwood, and Atwood kind of surprised he put that one a little too far ahead. Now Buck will cruise back to defense.
Wait for some help there.
And almost a shot there for the Rock. It decides against it, and now they're going to try to hold for the rest of this shot clock, which lasts about 16 more seconds.
And I believe Oakville's penalty kill sitting at about 69% too. Really good pressure from Tyler Halls on that. Nice and aggressive on the forecheck.
I believe it is it'll be Marley Angus there in the box, number 23. At least that's what he's wearing tonight. Atwood across Buck. What a pass over there from McNabb. McNabb shot, good save by Rose. They're going to have to create a little more motion. Pat Saunders will fly off, and now coming in on a breakaway, those Oakville in. Kells makes a great save at first, but it will squeak by him. And he's asking if his foot touched. The referee disagrees, and the goal will go to Oakville there on, I want to say it'll be a shorthanded, but it was right as the penalty expired. But nevertheless, Owen Sound now down 1-0 after having a power play and having some okay opportunities at the man advantage there as the goal will go to, it looks to be Brett Hansor there, number 33.
Not sure who got the assist, but yeah, Brett Hanser on the goal. Just watch on the replay to see if that foot touched the crease, but
it didn't look like it did to me, at least in live time. We'll probably get another chance to look at it here a little bit later on the Rogers replay, but anyway, now possession goes back to the Rock. As they pass it, as they hold it there at the very top of the zone. They only have about 15 left of the shot clock to work, though. A shot, that one wildly wide. They will regain possession, though, by the Rock. They got 10 now to work. That one goes over. Passing a little bit sloppy there by Oakville, and now here comes Zach Tompkinson again. Tompkinson's got Fegan in front of him, but Tompkinson's just going to go. Tompkinson in, pass across for Fegan, nobody home. A good opportunity there for Tompkinson, but he didn't want to shoot it from the angle he took. And now Fegan's got to go back and play some defense. Passed across, shot, that one scores! Devon Dunkerley makes it 2-0 Oakville. And that was a rocket low that beat Kells.
So Owen Sound a little bit back on their heels right now. They're using their speed on the offense, but looks like Oakville's matching that and getting some favorable shooting positions too.
It was a 2-on-1 there at that side of the floor. Not being able to come out after it, there was Tyler Halls, and makes no mistake, there is Devon Dunkerley. And now it is 2-0 Rock here, only 5 minutes in to this first period. Now Rob Klopfer fighting for it off the faceoff, and he will not gain possession, but it will be picked up. Harassed as he is, and that ball will get loose and picked up there by Riley Thompson. No, it will not. The ball still bouncing around. Nobody can gain possession of it. Now the Rock will eventually gain possession of it. That was Noah Labar there, also playing a little bit of catch-up in the offensive zone.
Should mention the assist came from number 44 there. Again, that's not updated on the numbers they gave us, so we'll have to find out who number 44 is for Oakville.
And that shot, that's a good save there by Kells. He'll get the whistle. And we're going to get the overhead shot there of the first goal to see if that foot did touch in.
Great angle. Oh, he was well inside on that one. So yeah, that was definitely a good goal. The officials had that one right for sure.
That's a good shot there. Now possession for Oakville. They're going to be on a break again, and that's wide open. There is Alex Q, number 44. Q shot. Great save there by Kells, and he'll get the call, though, on the foot in the crease. I wonder if his complaining earlier played a factor in that one being called.
Shaped them a little bit. Great save, irregardless, though. Certainly they could be down 3 quite easily.
And now possession for Saunders. Saunders gives it off to Buck. Buck back for Saunders. Nobody home. What a pick off there by Q.
We're just finding out Q was number 44 who had the assist on the second Oakville goal.
That shot, that one I think just went wide, and nobody home there throwing cell, but it squirts all the way down for Tanner Buck, who's all by himself. Buck takes a walk shot off the post. Wow, what a goal by Tanner Buck. I thought it went barring out. It goes barring in. And that's an amazing goal for Owen Sound and brings some life to the Bayshore. 2-1 Oakville.
Went top corner. Wasn't intimidated by the quality of goalie and net there. He just found a spot and fired it. Top shelf, beautiful.
Talk about a rocket by Tanner Buck, showing why he's been such a great addition this year for the Owen Sound Bug Juice North Stars. Big goal there for Owen Sound to stop the bleeding against the Rock, who now have had 3 separate breakaways, cashing in one of them. The Rock now passing it across the top, gets it down low, fizz it in the middle, past a Shawan shot, just missed, and Klopfer goes to retrieve it, but can't get a hold of it. And now it's just flung back, but it wasn't on target. Only have 5 on the shot clock, make that 3 on the shot clock. And down went Halls there. I don't know if they collided. And Halls is kind of gingerly to get off, and I think they might do a drink break, or they're going to call a penalty maybe. I don't exactly know. As the referees are going to converse here, I'm not sure exactly about what. I wonder if they're going to send Halls for something, because Halls is still kind of gingerly going off the floor.
We had a bit of a loose ball there, yeah. And down below us, some kind of collision.
And they're going to talk to both head coaches, it actually looks like. Interested to see here what's going on. Oh, they're gonna, I don't exactly know what the referee's telling them. Maybe it's just to, I don't really know what to say, what he's arguing about, talking to them about. I guess maybe just be careful near the boxes, but nevertheless.
Or maybe is it perhaps the paint area? As I look down there, I know sometimes the humidity can build up on the floor here. Yeah, and they're bringing a mop out now. So maybe I'm guessing the humidity builds up faster on that white paint in front of the penalty box, because right in front of us here you can see there's kind of a glisten there in there.
Well, the goalies will go for their water break, which is what I thought they were blowing the whistle for.
Yeah.
As you see there on your screen, Nick Rose, the Oakville Rock and Toronto Rock starting goalie. He's only his 2nd game here at the Senior B level. As you see, they're the leading point getters and goal scorers in all of the OSL. Jake McNabb there atop of the list. You see there Travis Longboat tied for most goals with 30 goals. You see there Chris Atwood. It says Clearview. He is for Owen Sound. He's also got 30 goals, tied for most with Longboat. He's down there, as you said earlier, in 5th place. So some big goals, big point getter and goal scorer picked up by Owen Sound there from Clearview. Keane now takes a run. He gets harassed though, and he'll give it back for McNabb. McNabb will walk into it, scores! Jake McNabb, it's 2-2.
That top corner.
Oh, wait. They blew it back, and McNabb can't believe it. And McNabb's giving the lip service to the referee. Pardon me, it's still 2-1. I wonder what the ref called that. We're going to have to get a replay on that one. I'm not sure exactly what he could have called that. McNabb was well too far from the net, but nevertheless, possession now goes to the Oakville Rock. That one shot scores! The Lord giveth, the Lord taketh away, and it's 3-1 in favor of the Rock. And Oakville, and Owen Sound can't believe it.
What a fast turnaround that was.
That's Andrew Key with the goal. I'm still in disbelief, and I guarantee you the Buggies North Stars sit in the same boat.
So here we see it. Key with the goal. I did see who picked up the first assist on that one. Number 42 fired it in, got it low right after Owen Sound thought they had another one in the top corner at the other end.
Oakville will gain back possession off the face-off, and you gotta wonder how that's gonna affect the Buggies North Stars here for this first period. They get a goal, it gets blown back, and then immediately the Rock come back and they score. So that's a 2-goal swing, and they're gonna give possession there to Owen Sound. And here's a replay of the Owen Sound no goal. We'll see what the referee waves it. The referee in the far corner, as you see right there, is one who calls it. You see there, Keane takes a walk, and I try to watch between both actions.
The pass was out. He was still in the crease when the shot went in.
So they are calling it there on Keane. So the right call by the referee, but McNabb was not happy. Saunders now with possession of it. Saunders tried to spin towards. He's got 5 on the shot clock to work. Just a cool. That almost actually worked there. That one almost got possession of it. I'm surprised the buzzer goes though, because I believe that ball did hit Nick Rose, but obviously the shot clock and referee judges disagreed with my eyes. But anyway, possession now go to the Rock.
Pat Saunders showing the strength that made him a success in the National Lacrosse League for about 11 seasons there.
Possession as the Rock look to get an opportunity back at the net. Now back up by 2. That one I thought was a pass. Good shot there. And Owen Sound being really physical here as Mike McLeod gave a little extra shove there before was kept there by Kells. Now possession for Fegan. Fegan off there for that looks to be McMillan. Jordan McMillan gets the pick there from Cascanet. McMillan back for Cascanet. Jordan just couldn't pick it up. And now he still can't, but now he does. McMillan gets Cascanet gets the pick from Thompson. Shot from well out there by McNabb again. And that one will score into the rafters, or into the stands, pardon me. As possession will now go to Oakville. 3-1 in favor of the Rock. About 10 to go left here in this first frame. Oakville, I wouldn't even say having great possessions in the offensive zone. They've just had a couple good opportunities that they've cashed in very well. And that Pauls gives it right up there, taking a run at it.
2-on-1 developing.
That's Wyatt Barfoot. Chris Atwood, great save there by Rose, and Atwood's going to be a little upset. They're going to call it an in and out and give possession back to Owen Sound. And I don't think Rose is happy about it, because Rose's mask is still off, and he's still giving him some lip service here as he puts his mask back on. Atwood now with possession of it. Deep in the zone. Barfoot now goes off after a good shift to defense. It comes on, looks like Riley Thompson. Buck now looking for Thompson. He fakes it. Buck looking for a shot. Good save there by Rose. Is McNabb there. Really aggravated to get with the referee as he almost got possession there from the Rock. That one shot, good save there by Kells, and it was retrieved there by Noah Labar.
They certainly seem to be concentrating on trying to shoot low into the feet of Kells, whereas at the other end, the attack seemed to be going for that top corner glove side on Rose.
McMillan off there for Cascanet. Cascanet's got Atwood behind him, and Atwood's going to take that signature walk he used to do for Clearview. He'll give it off there to Cascanet. Cascanet did a couple ways there. He'll take a shot from well out. That one, good save there, is thrown into the crease. There was Jordan McMillan, and possession will go back to Owen Sound. Oakville giving Owen Sound a lot of opportunities, extra opportunities in their zone with some of these, I'll say, dumb, ridiculous calls, if you will. Keane in the middle there, nobody home. A couple deflections picked up by Cascanet. Cascanet, that's another good shove, and possession will go again to Oakville, and we'll see if they get a defender out there to stop the breakaway. They will, but back for it there. That one shot well over the head there of Kells, and possession back for Barfoot, who gives it up there to Tyler Hall. Tyler Hall's not taking a run. He's got his speed. Hall's will stop though, and he'll wait up for the offensive players. It's gonna be a too many men again, I think, against Oakville. And he's getting some more lip service from both sides. And both refs are gonna talk and both benches are feeding into the refs here. I'm not exactly sure why, but both teams don't seem to be happy, Andy, with the referees.
Yeah, they're conferring here, so it's not even clear who's getting the penalty, if anyone, at this point.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not sure exactly why they blew the whistle. We're talking to Oakville.
We certainly have more orange and white jerseys on the floor at the moment, so I thought the call was perhaps going against Owen Sound, but there's no reason why Oakville would be grumpy about that.
I guess they're just saying possession to Owen Sound. Obviously, some miscommunications with either both referees or somebody. Yeah, that's the second time that both referees have had to confer. I've only seen that, I think, once in a senior B game before this entire season was a confer. But anyway, now possession for Owen Sound and no team worse for wear. Into the middle, Buck, great save there by Rosie. Buck can't believe it. Neither can I, to be honest. Riley Thompson, that one deflected into the Raptors. The possession will go to the Oakville Rock. Streaking there with Alex Q, but he just couldn't get possession of it. Now taking a run. Gonna bump him, and he still has possession of it. Trying to give it for Q. He won't, and he'll get it back.
Well, it sounds done a good job of keeping the ball to the outside, but
and Oakville trying to get it in the middle. Have not been able to get those passes together. It's why more surprising that the Rock have the lead. They haven't been able to pass it too well in front of Landon Kells, but they still hold the 2-goal lead. Now Fegan. Off there, or pardon me, that was Keene to Fegan. Pat Saunders. Saunders gets a pick. Saunders low. Good save there by Rose.
Rose almost seemed casual with that save there. Well placed, right down in the pads.
Dunkerley, he'll hand it off. And now the Rock there with possession. Alex Simmons. Pardon me, it's Simons. The Rock again looking for a shot low. That one doesn't beat Kells, and that one will go wide. And it only got 5 off the shot clock, so you got to just expect a shot. Actually, no, it's a reset, pardon me. So the Rock will have a fresh 30. Passed around there again. He's tight, scores! Josh DeWick, and it's now 4-1 in favor of the Rock. And to think, just 6 minutes ago, it could have been 2-2, but a foul by, I believe it would have been Dan Keene. And then other way, the Rock score, and now it's 4-1, and the Rock really seem to have control in this one.
So what a difference a week makes. Last week, Owen Sound held the powerhouse Six Nations to only 4 goals, and they've already allowed that in the first period in this game so far. Not for lack of trying, it's just Oakville's really made the best of their shots from the perimeter.
They have definitely cashed in a couple opportunities, a breakaway in there as well as a fast break. A little bit of showmanship there by Hunter Lemieux. Now possession there for Oakville. That shot from well out, good save up high by Kells, and now possession regained there by Wyatt Barfoot.
That was a real quality save because that was right through a screen. Did well to get a shoulder on it.
Wilfer gives it off there to Tanner Buck. Buck now got possession of it again. One of the main quarterbacks here on the offense for Owen Sound. Saunders gives it off there to it looks to be Dan Keene. Keene gives it off there to Atwood. He'll get the pick there from Keene. Atwood back for McNabb, it looks to be. Atwood from well out. Good save. Buck just scores! Tanner Buck with the quick hands, and it's 4-2.
That'll be Tanner Buck's second goal of the game. Got the rebounds. Crashing the net. Very quickly tucked it in past Nick Rose.
What a play there by Buck. You see him on the top of your screen there. He crashes the net, seeing Atwood take that opportunity, and the ball bounces right to him in quick hands, and he beats Rose there. Not much Nick Rose could do on that one.
Chris Atwood picking up the first assist on that one.
And now possession back for Oakville. I don't think they've lost a face-off since the very beginning. Tyler Hall's won the very first face-off since then. I don't think he's really won one.
I believe Drew Barfoot typically takes a lot of their face-offs too, and he's not in the lineup today.
Now possession for Owen Sound. Another Rustbridge. He'll take a run. Not normally an offensive player, gets the fake. Rustbridge in. I think put that one wide, but what an opportunity there for one of the main defenders. Now he'll have to go back and play some defense. Even though he's got an extra about 200 feet.
Good hustle by Rutledge getting back there to try and back check and put some pressure.
Oakville, good pick there. They're going to get possession there to Owen Sound. That's Hunter Lemieux there getting the call against. LeVar gives it off for Buck. Buck, as you said, has got both goals here tonight for the Bugjuice North Stars with 5 left in the first period. Buck now with possession of it. He gives it off there to Atwood. Atwood takes a shot from well out. That one fought with there by Saunders. He'll just pass it right there. What a pass! For scores! Chris Atwood, but quicker than I can say it. Assisted by Tanner Buck. And it's 4-3. How quick a game can change, Andy. Oh my goodness.
And to start that whole series there, veteran play by Pat Saunders on that loose ball. Didn't bother trying to pick it up. He just found the open man and flicked the ball. Let his teammate pick it up there. And went to Tanner Buck, who got it to Saunders.
Atwood's foot might have touched there. I don't know if we're going to be able to see it here on this replay. As he shoots it, his foot's real close to that white paint. And I think Nick Rose pointed that out. But anyway, what?
Good thing he was wearing white shoes.
Yeah, I just a little too close to that white line for my liking. But anyway, what a way to take away this last 5 of the first period. They've gotten 2 quick goals here by Tanner Buck and Chris Atwood. We talked about Chris Atwood tied for most goals in all of the OSL, and now he's in the lead for most goals at 31. Big addition there by the Bugjuice North Stars, and he's showing why tonight with a big goal here, only down by 1 now to the Rock.
Another face-off win by Oakville. So that, as you said, that's an area where Owen Sound needs to improve.
Tyler Hall's normally really good there in that face-off dot. That shot scores! What a muscle there by Alec Simons. And it's now 5-3 in favor of the Rock. Good way to answer when you let in 2 quick goals, Andy.
Yeah, spinning shot there as he went to the floor. Good presence of mind to maintain where the net was. Here he spins off, tucks it low.
I believe that's Rob Klopfer is the one giving him the muscle, and yeah, it is Rob Klopfer, one of the more stronger players. So even more respect there to Simons there being able to muscle through him.
What's interesting is on the 5 Oakville goals, we have 5 different goal scorers at this point. So they're spreading it out amongst their lineup tonight.
In fairness to Tyler Halls, he won that face-off, Andy. Now possession there for Owen Sound. Fegan gets the pick from McNabb. Fegan makes a run, shot, scores! Mike Fegan! It's goals galore here at the Bayshore.
Goal bonanza. Might have to get a second score sheet if this keeps up here. It's a 5-4, and then once again, they went to that top corner. I wonder if they had a bit of a book on Nick Rose somewhere.
The coaching staff was watching intently during warm-ups, and Nick Rose is one of the smaller goalies I've seen here at this level.
And we do have a number of players in the Owen Sound lineup that have been to camp with Toronto Rock or have been free agent signings, whether they've played with them or not. So they kind of had the opportunity to perhaps see them in different circumstances and maybe figure a few things out.
He only played 1 game before tonight, Nick Rose. He only allowed 6 goals in that game. He's already let 4 in tonight. So both teams not necessarily playing their best defensive lacrosse here tonight, but the crowd loves it and we love it, I think, Andy, as it gives us a little more interesting shot there by Riley Thompson as he crashed the net there against Nick Rose, and they're going to get possession there to the Rock, and Thompson kind of confused with what they called, but nevertheless, the Rock will gain back possession here with about 3:30 left in this first break. Thompson,
a highly skilled player, was a standout in the NCAA, but yeah, get some rough treatment there.
Fighting for it there. Nick's chin strap got to go off there for the Rock. There's an argument that it was a penalty there against Rutledge, but no call. Passed across. That's Lemieux, I believe, and that one will go well wide. Pardon me, it's actually DeWick who's got 1 goal tonight. And now possession there for the North Stars. And that's Wyatt Barfoot. Barfoot, he'll hand it off there to Pat Saunders. And Saunders now take a walk. Gets it down there for Buck. Pat will take a dive. He gets the ball. What a shot! Ooh, what a play there from Buck to Saunders. That ball will bounce out of play, and possession will go to the Rock. But that's a play they've been looking for all first period, Andy. They finally got the connection, but Saunders just couldn't put that one on target.
It's a game of momentum, too. And Owen Sound will be glad as the final minutes start to kick in that they started getting their offense in gear.
Hoping to get the defense in gear as well here. As you said, they let it 4-goal Six Nations scores. And that's Alex Simons again. They allowed 4 goals to Six Nations in a full 60-minute game, and they've allowed 6 in just about 17 and a half minutes here to the Oakville Rock.
Alex Simons scored the previous goal too, so he's getting a hot hand right now.
And that's another one where he kind of fights through a check. But
both of his goals going to bottom glove side. Or did that get between the wickets on that one?
Gotta feel bad there for Landon Kells, but most of the goals by Oakville have not been inside, inside that home plate area where we talk about for hockey. Another face-off win there for Tyler Hall.
Yeah, a lot of shots from the perimeter, I agree, yes. And as you said, there's another face-off win for Owen Sound, so.
Tyler Hall's finally got, I guess, figured out why he was losing the face-off. So he's been really good this year for him against just about everybody. I've had a chance to see them play. This is their last home game. Forgot to mention that so far this broadcast. And now McNabb gives it off. Cascanet gets the pick there from Riley Thompson. Cascanet back for Thompson. Shot. Oh, my goodness. Hit the post, I believe. Yeah. What an opportunity there for Thompson as he'll now gain back possession for Owen Sound.
That definitely hit the bar, so a bit of help from the post.
Fegan takes a dive, but a pass. What a save by Nick Rose. Oh, my goodness. They reset the shot clock, so I got to be right there and saying that was a save. And now McNabb gets a pick from Dan Keene. Thompson shot there low. That one, they'll gain back possession of it. Oh, almost been out possession back for the Rock. And now Cascanet's going to go back and play some defense. Bunched up jersey there for Brandon Slade as he'll give it off. And now the Rock. Trailer opportunity at the net. Down low there was Q. Back up for Q. Now let's see both Qs on the floor. That shot, that one just goes by. Good defense there by Cascanet. Another shot by Q. That one off a helmet. That one will go out of play there. And that was Andrew Q who's got the goal. I got a goal tonight. We quickly like to thank Boston Pizza for the crew refreshments here tonight. And you can see them at 1606 16th Street East here in Owen Sound, or call them at 519-370-2003, or visit their website at www.bostonpizza.com. They can help them because they help us, and we always should support local. Very, very thank you. Very big thank you here at Boston Pizza.
Things almost coming to a boiling point there with Jake McNabb behind the play with a couple of Oakville players. A few little how you doing's thrown.
That's Jake McNabb, who's had quite an interesting first period there with a goal that gets disallowed. Now the Rock come in, definitely foot in the crease there, but hit the post anyway. Now possession there for the last 14 seconds here of the first frame. 6-4 in favor of the Rock. We'll see what Buck can do. Buck gives it off there for Fegan. Fegan does gain possession of it. Back for Buck. Buck looking for an opportunity at the net. Gets it whacked off his stick. Getting back possession. Now look at Thompson. Thompson from well out. No, Fegan. Fegan shot. Just couldn't beat Rose there. And that will do it here for us in the first period. And we're actually going to get a replay here of the, I said save by Nick Rose. It actually hit the post from what Mark tells me. And yes, it does. It hit the outside of the post. Riley Thompson with a massive opportunity to make it 6-5. Just couldn't cash that one in, Andy. And what a first period there for Owen Sound. They allow 6 goals from quite far out, in fairness to the Bug Juice North Stars. They play pretty good offense there, especially at the latter half of the first frame. So, Andy, going into that second period, what do you think Owen Sound's got to be able to do to be able to change this result a little bit and get ahead of the Rock?
Well, I think they made some of the adjustments already that they needed to when they got down early on in the first period there. It looks to me that they're trying to work the ball across when they set up. They're trying to, crash the net and get Nick Rose moving a little bit. And the other thing there is on the face-offs, they've already seemed to have made some adjustments on that too. So.
Absolutely. They've been able to beat Nick Rose, though, which has been a massive surprise. Allowed 6 goals in his only appearance so far here in senior base. Only allowed 4 here to this Owen Sound squad. You got to expect he's going to come up with that second period a little more adjusted, being like, okay, I'm not letting in too many more. So, should Owen Sound be worried about Nick Rose's approach going into that second period?
I think they want to be careful they don't let him get in their head because, they've certainly played high-quality goaltenders all over the Ontario Series lacrosse. And, Craig Wendy is the other goaltender for Oakville, who also has, National Lacrosse League bona fides with Georgia Swarm. So I think maybe Nick Rose is maybe a little more veteran presence, so they need to not let that get in their head and just keep shooting. And they seem to be going for that top corner glove hand, and it's working out for them, so they got to keep letting it howl.
Yeah, they beat him 5 times, only 4 counted. Poor Jake McNabb still looking for his first goal here tonight, Andy. But we'll be right back here at the Bayshore Community Center. You'll get a chance to see myself interviewing Chris Atwood of the Owen Sound Bug Juice North Stars here on Rogers TV.
Every year, dozens of Canadians are killed or seriously injured because they take risks around railway tracks. Talk to your loved ones about rail safety. Visit stoptracktragedies.ca.
Smudging is a very important part in our life as we're all learning to walk the good way. When we smudge, we use the sacred medicine, the white sage, the sweetgrass, the tobacco, and the cedar. It cleanses negative energy and replaces it by a positive energy. When I smudge, I cleanse my end and my eagle feather and start cleansing my breath to have better words. I will smudge my eyes so I could see the better things offered to me. I will smudge my ears to hear the good thing that people have to say. I will smudge my hair to have good thinking from my head. I will bring the smudge to my feet so I could walk in respect with our Mother, the Earth. Smudging is the way we give our prayers to connect our spirit to the Creator. We express gratitude for the gift of life, the learning, and growth.
Hello everyone, your host Antoine Hashim here on the couch, and welcome to season 8. Yay! 8 seasons, and we've got a lot of awesome guests coming up, so keep watching.
Welcome everyone here between the first and second period. I'm Spencer Byers here with Chris Atwood. Chris, newest member here of the Owen Sound Bug Juice North Stars. What do you think you bring to the team?
I just feel like I bring a lot of offense experience, and I think I can help the offense here in Owen Sound. They've beaten us a few times this year, but I'm hoping to come in and help.
So, talk about offense. You're now second in team scoring immediately. You're also tied for the most goals in all of the OSL with 30 goals. What has led to your success this season?
My team finds me, and I just put the ball in the net. It's just kind of what I do, just go out there and score goals.
You went from a team in Clearview who hasn't been very good this year to a team in Owen Sound, second right now in the OSL, looking to beat Oakville tonight to be able to stay in that second spot in the OSL. You know, what changes have you had to feel with going from Clearview, where you are the top dog, to an Owen Sound team where it's a little more by committee with guys like Pat Saunders and Tanner Buck to also contribute on the offense?
I'm just excited to be here. They have a great offense. I'm just coming in here to help them lead them to the President's Cup. That's what I'm trying to do.
You guys beat the Rivermen in your last game there, Six Nations. I've only lost 2 games all year. They lost to Oakville not too long ago. They just lost to you guys there on the 9th of July. How much confidence does that give your team coming into tonight?
Oh, that was huge. Coming in, my first game, coming in and beating the first place team, that was very exciting for me and for the boys. And I'm excited to get her going.
It was a 5-4 win for you guys, so Landon Kells had a big performance in that one. He's actually second in goals against average in the entire OSL. How confident are you guys in Landon going into the net?
Oh, I'm very confident in Landon. I had a hard time scoring on him during the season before I got traded, and now that I'm here, I'm excited to play with him.
You told me last time I interviewed you when you were on Clearview that you're a little bit, you sometimes take some dumb penalties. How have you been able to how have you been able to stop that so far this year?
I just play a different role now. I don't go out there and try to lead the team. I just go out there and play lacrosse.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Chris Atwood, second leading goal scorer here in the OSL.
Thanks a lot, buddy.
Thanks, Chris. You starting tonight?
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Thomas Shade, a right wing with the Owen Sound Attack. Go behind the scenes with your favorite team on Attack Rap every Tuesday on Rogers TV.
1 in 3 fatalities on our waterways is caused by impaired boating. Don't boat impaired.
We can be hurt. We can be bruised. We can be broken. Slowed down, confused, and even numbed. But we can't be defeated. We're built on a foundation that's strong. Our mission, unwavering. And together we'll beat as one.
Hi, I'm David Shearman, host of Politically Speaking. We're taking a break this summer, but we will be back in the fall because there's another election in the offing. Politically Speaking on Rogers TV.
Welcome back here to the Harry Lumley Bayshore Community Center and the J.D. McCarthy Arena for the first intermission between the Owen Sound Bug Juice North Stars and the Oakville Rock. I'm Spencer Byers here with Andy Clark. And Andy, big period there for Owen Sound. They're only down 6-4 against the third place squad. They're currently second in the OSL. So big game between these two sides, currently down by 2. What do you think Owen Sound has to be able to do here going into that second period?
Well, I think one thing we want to see get going there is some of their big guns. Jake McNabb, foremost amongst them, we want to see him show up on the score sheet a little bit there. He did have that one goal that was called back, foot in the crease. And they certainly seem to have been getting under his skin a little bit there. One of his last shifts before break, he was getting into it a little bit. And I think it was with Connor Watson behind the play, number 27 for Oakville. So I don't know if he's a little distracted or he doesn't like the 3 o'clock start today, but we definitely need to see Jake McNabb getting on that score sheet.
Absolutely. Tanner Buck did get 2 in that first. Pat Saunders also currently off the score sheet, one of the big point getters there for Owen Sound. You're also got to expect he's got to have a better second period if Owen Sound expects to come up with a good result here tonight.
Yeah, that veteran leadership there. I think he got a second assist on the one goal, but you're right. Yeah, they want to see him putting the ball in the back of the net.
Absolutely. There. That'll be it for us here in the first intermission. We'll be right back here for the second period between the Oakville Rock and the Owen Sound Bug Juice North Stars here on Rogers TV.
October 5th, 2014, my daughter was hit by a train. She was walking along the sides of the tracks, and it shattered her world.
My name is Matthew Rutledge. I'm a 60 scoop survivor, born in Red Lake. Was adopted from there to Toronto at the age of 4. A lot of our brothers and sisters, family members got separated from each other. That was the government's goal, to break that connection from brothers and sisters. Basically taking the Indian out of the child. Right now, they're still trying to find themselves. Originally, my birth name is Harvey Halverson. In my high school days, teens, I was trying to fit into society. I knew I was First Nations, but I didn't know who I was inside. I think later in life, I started that journey. I am proud Nishnawbe man, who I am now. I love life, who I am.
Are you the type who would keep going or stop? It's not easy to stop when you have an addiction. Legalizing cannabis won't stop addiction. It trivializes its consumption. Let's be vigilant. If you need help, visit portage.ca.
And welcome back here to the Harry Lumley Bayshore Community Center and the J. McCarthy Arena for the second period between the Owen Sound Bug Juice North Stars and the Oakville Rock. I'm Spencer Byers here with Andy Clark. Big game between these two sides. Oakville in third place in the OSL and Owen Sound in second place in the OSL. Only 2 points separating, or 3 points separating the two sides. So Owen Sound, a big game here as that ball will just go wide. Shot there by Tanner Buck, and now possession for Oakville as they go to run. In the zone, quickly in. Shot, good save there by Kells. Kells slow to get back up. Kells, though, another good save. They get a third one. No, he won't. That ball's blocked. Oh my goodness, what a performance there by Kells. And now Fegan.
2 huge saves.
Shot, that's a good one, and it will be saved there by Nick Rose.
What was interesting was on that exchange down there, the net came off the moorings, and it didn't stop the play like it would in hockey. He ended up just putting it back on in place, and the play continued.
Yeah, the goalie normally does that here. I don't know exactly why Lacrosse let the goalies do it, but yeah, normally it's the goalies fixing their own nets, which is interesting to watch. That shot goes just wide there at Kells, and that ball was squirted all the way down to Nick Rose. He's actually quickly want to mention this because I've seen it between two players there as Zach Tompkinson was slow to get up. But Nick Rose is using the big box net that we usually see in Junior B compared to the smaller net that the NLL players use, what he would use in the NLL, that Cameron Dunkerley, the backup goalie currently for the Owen Sound Bug Juice North Stars, uses, which is the really small net. Surprised he isn't using that small net, but anyway, shot there by Keane. He takes a tumble and that ball will get blocked. And now Oakville's got a 3-on-2, but loses possession, and out goes Kells to retrieve, and he will. He'll make sure he doesn't touch in to make sure he doesn't get the in and out rule. Halls gets it down there for Saunders. He can get a hold of it. Now Rose will get it up, and he'll fling it forward.
I mentioned Cameron Dunkerley being the backup goaltender today because he's also dressed as a floor player. Played a few games for Owen Sound this season too, if I understand correctly. Showing a bit of versatility that way.
You need guys, you need guys. Pat Saunders' shot, that's a good save there by Nick Rose. Very much end-to-end here, and that comes in the rock shot. Good save there by Kells. Kells has been stout here to start this second period. Another good save there by Kells. Oh my goodness.
He's made at least 5 outstanding saves already. We're only 17:30 into the, we're only two and a half minutes into the second frame.
Wow, what a performance here to start the second period by Landon Kells. He's locked in for sure coming into the second period, and you will see if the offense is as well. As Atwood down for it, looks like Riley Thompson. Thompson swings around, I'll call that zoom. Shot there, that one just goes wide. Fegan, he'll gain back possession. A fresh 30 back there for Buck. Buck in, Atwood scores! Chris Atwood! He's got his second hit, 6-5. Now that's number 32 on the year for Atwood. And what a goal there by the leading goal scorer in all of the OSL.
So Fegan fed it across and then finished off nicely by Atwood.
What a goal there. It looks like Fegan, Buck,
Buck
and
with
Atwood.
and Buck was the other one and part of that passing play there. So Buck all over the score sheet. That's his 4th point at least tonight so far. 2 assists, 2 goals.
We talked about big guns like Jake McNabb and Pat Saunders needing to get involved. Tanner Buck has been very involved here tonight. He's only played 7 games, but in those 7 games, he has 26 points. So he's been on one tonight, as well as we said, Chris Atwood, who has 45 points in 11 games, 30 goals coming in, make that number 32, leading the entire OSL this season. This Owen Sound being their last home game and last regular season game before as they get ready for the playoffs against a potential playoff matchup. Good shot there by McNabb, better save by Nick Rose. Big hit there thrown by Dan Keane. Now possession there for Brock. That one goes around, just can't get around it. It looks to be, I want to say that was Ken Colson, and it was Ken Colson. One of the few guys who normally plays offense, now on the defense. Passing around the top there are the Oakville Rock. Fake there into the middle, nobody home, but nobody can pick it up there for Owen Sound, but now he picked up by Barfoot as the shot clock will go.
Just checking is Drake Smith in the lineup for Owen Sound tonight?
Yes, he is. I did see him. He took a shot in the very first possession, actually.
Is he wearing number 20?
I had 22.
22, okay.
That shot right into the mask there by Nick Rose. As you said earlier in the broadcast, Andy, lacrosse numbers are a little more interesting than any other sport or league we've had a chance to cover. Drake Smith is the only new guy on this list. He's 22.
And Travis Gibbons typically wears number 20, so that's what, they had him listed both as number 20, so.
And that ball taken away by Zach Tompkinson. Tompkinson flying down the floor. Tompkinson across for Buck, scores! Tanner Buck's got his third already, and it's 6-6. We talked about they got to be locked in for the second period, and oh my goodness, are they?
They certainly have come out flying, and you know what? They've been kept in it in their own ends by Landon Kells, and then getting it done at the other end, really pushing that play.
Zach Tompkinson gives it off to Tanner Buck, and he makes no mistake going low for one of the first low shots there on Nick Rose. I said I got a chance to interview him before the game. You'll see that in between the second and third period.
Tanner Buck's 5th point of the night.
Buck has been stellar here tonight for the Bug Juice North Stars. Now face off again, won by Halls. Halls, as we saw in the end of that first period, was winning a couple more face-offs. He continue that here into the second frame.
That's at least 5 in a row for Kells on the face-off, so he's certainly finding his groove there.
Buck just out. That one goes wide of Rose. Now flying back is McNabb and Atwood, rarely playing defense in either one, and now Atwood and McNabb will start on the defense. We have now DJ Selkirk now beside us there announcing the goals inside the building. Nice to see DJ back here for the Senior B Lacrosse. McLeod there, the captain, playing a little bit of defense there. That shot from well out. Another good save there by Kells. Fighting for it there. Atwood trying to cheat a little bit, and Atwood might get possession of it there, but Barfoot still fighting for it. Barfoot will gain back possession, and he'll now give it up there. I believe that's McNabb. McNabb.
There we have Smith there, the new addition from Oakville.
Drake
playing
Smith.
his first game with Owen Sound.
And that ball will be shot into the rafters there by Dan Keane. Possession will go back to Oakville. And now here comes Oakville. I want to mention that here in a second about him being acquired there from Oakville. But anyway, just before I talk about my agents and talking point, the Rock looking for a shot. They're well out here. They're again trying to fight their way in. Tompkinson. What a pass shot. Another good save by Landon Kells. Oh my goodness, has he been stout here at this second period. And now to my funny point about Drake Smith. I was told Drake Smith was number 22 in Owen Sound. I look at the score sheet, the sheet that was handed out before the game here at the Bayshore, he was listed as number 20 on the Oakville Rock. So I was kind of confused there for a second.
They had him on the wrong side, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, ooh, I wonder what side he's on. But anyway, Buck again, that's a good save there by Nick Rose, and Rose will go to get rid of it quick.
As long as Drake knows which team he's playing for, then we're all good.
Exactly. As long as he knows what jersey he's wearing, I think both teams are going to be happy. Nevertheless, that was, I believe, it looks to be number 27 there, Connor Watson. And now possession back for the Rock. Scalping. Takes a run, nobody home. Another shot. That's another good save there by Kells. Possession to nobody. And now possession to the Bug Juice North Stars, I thought. No, sir. Stick away. Ooh, McLeod got put high into the bench. And there's still a fight there in front of the Oakville bench there. Oh, my goodness. There, Mike McLeod got set up quite high. And a good shot there by Saunders. Big save by Nick Rose.
Mix it up with Wyatt Barfoot there, number 24 for Owen Sound.
Flying in, nobody picked him up until really late. Hall's now shot, and that one scores, beats Kells, but Kells got a hold of it. Wait 1 second. Whoa. The ball never beat Kells, and we're going to see if they recall this one back. Because the ball was inside of Kells' padding. I don't know if it beat Kells and came back, Andy, but that...
We'll have to see on the replay on that one for sure. It's a bit of rough stuff, and unpleasantries being exchanged out front there. A little mask grabbing going on, and it's all cooled off now as they head back to the benches. Let's just see what happened with this. Is it 7-6 or are we still tied up?
We're going to see here. DJ comes to look as well. Shot. It does beat Kells. It did beat Kells. In fairness, it definitely hit the net, and Kells not happy about it, as no goalie is when they allow a goal. But now it is 7-6 in favor of the Rock.
Oakville certainly had a lot of opportunities. That's the first one they've got past them in the second frame.
And that one also won by Halls. Halls will fling it back there for Tompkinson. Tompkinson gives it off to Rob Klopfer. Klopfer, he'll give it off there to it looks to be Jordan Kaskanet. As Kaskanet looks for Tanner Buck. Buck is picked from by Riley Thompson. Buck in again, good save there. Kaskanet fighting for it, just can't get a hold of it.
So they're crediting that goal to number 93 for Oakville, number 93, Brandon Slade.
Oh, McNabb slow to get up there. I think, again, as you said, the condensation there on that white paint. Looks might have played a factor there in that slip as well. Possession now for Oakville. Played into the middle, shot, scores! Foot in the crease, possession back to Owen Sound. Was whistle gone? And now it has, and now possession will go to Owen Sound. Gingerly going off there.
So that's one call each way that for each team in that regard. That
shot from well out there by one of the newer guys, Noah Labar. I was so confused there for a second who number 10 was. Anyway, now possession back for Oakville. Oakville down the floor, shot. That one saved there by Kells, almost fooled him there. He was going right, shot left, and a good save there by Kells. That one passed across, shot low. That one also doesn't beat Kells. That one was scored all the way down. Almost picked up, and now it is picked up there by Zach Tompkinson. Tompkinson got Saunders coming slow off the bench. He gives it there to Saunders. Saunders takes a bump. And he's going to wait for the offensive guys to get on the floor.
Both teams are pushing a furious pace. I wonder if they'll be able to keep it up, especially in this humidity.
Quite a hot day here in Owen Sound, a high of 27. Atwood from well out. That one shot off the Andrew Burnett sign, and possession will go back to Owen Sound. The fresh shot clock to boot. Buck, Saunders. Saunders, shot, scores! Pat Saunders with a rocket! Waiting for it from Saunders, and now it is 7-7.
As you said, he's one of the big guns that they really need to get going, and second pointer of the night. Recognized the shooting lane and just stepped into it there. Rose didn't even
react.
Didn't even react.
I don't know if he didn't see it or if it was so quick he just kind of thought, nope, not a chance of that one.
Still looking for Brandon McNabb, league's leading scorer, to get on the score sheet.
And now it'll be another clean off there of the white paint. And now Keith Pierce talking to one of the referees. I'm not sure about what, but he's pointing towards, I want to say, the Oakville bench. We quickly like to thank Boston Pizza tonight for the crew refreshments. You can call them at 1606, or see them at 1606 16th Street East here in Owen Sound, or call them at 519-370-2003, or visit their website at www.bostonpizza.com. They can help them because they help us. Always nice to support local. The Rogers crew is devouring the pizza earlier tonight. I didn't get a chance to have a piece before the broadcast. I was too much preparing for the game, as well as interviewing Nick Rose, who you'll see in between the second and third period, and Chris Atwood, newest edition of the Owen Sound Bug Juice North Stars. Off again, one there by Hall, but couldn't gain back possession of it.
I believe the assists on that last Owen Sound goal go to Tanner Buck, 6-pointer of the night, and also to number 8, Riley Thompson, his first pointer of the night.
Now Oakville still looking for an opportunity there at the net. There's about 5 off the shot clock, nobody home in front. And now possession will go to Owen Sound. As the shot clock switches, Drake Smith now streaking in with Zach Tompkinson. He's going to get out of the way, Tompkinson. Tompkinson will look for an offensive player. What a pass! Great shot there by McMillan, but a better save by Nick Rose. I think he looked at his net there to see if there's any holes in it. No, I don't think so, Nick. Possession now there for Oakville, and that's Andrew Q who's got one tonight. Q will take a nice slow walk. Passing on the top, back there for Q. Q takes a run, gives it back there. Hunter Lemieux trying to fight for it there. He's getting a couple good whacks. He'll get another second whack.
2 seconds on the clock there.
And the possession will now go there to Owen Sound. And now quick whistle, and here comes Owen Sound.
Great defense by Owen Sound on that exchange.
Great job setting the second guy when they knew the shot clock was too low to even make a play. And now Chris Atwood with 20 left on the shot clock for Owen Sound. Halfway through this second frame, 7-7 tie. Atwood, ragged pass. He can't get back possession. That's a lie. Yes, he can. Atwood swings around. Chris Atwood shot. Great save there by Nick Rose. Oh my goodness, Chris Atwood almost with a circus goal there.
Yeah, beautiful move to swim around the defender there and get the shot off. Very quick with the hands and the feet.
That would have been a whoop moment there, but just couldn't get that one past Nick Rose. That shot off the helmet, and it caught Wyatt Barfoot high, and he's slow. I think they're going to give possession there, but Wyatt Barfoot's going to take a second here to collect his wits, but he's going to go off nice and slow.
Was it the back of the helmet or the between the shoulder blades.
I can't tell. We're going to take a second look here at it. I take a best guess here. He's taking the helmet off. So I think it caught him. I want to say it caught him in the ear, but it might have caught him, as you said there, in the back of the head. On the front shot, could say there by Kells.
As we know, those lacrosse balls,
they hurt.
Yeah, they hurt. They're almost like having a baseball launch into you.
When they're shot at very high rates of speed, they definitely do not feel pleasant. Now possession there for Buggoose North Stars. Mike Fegan. Fegan looking for a pass. He gives it down low there. I believe that's McNabb. McNabb back for Fegan. Caught there by Saunders in front. Saunders has a couple sticks in front of his, and he couldn't get away. Now back is LeBar. LeBar gets a hold of it. What a save there by Kells as and that's going to be possession there to Owen Sound, and they're going to have a conversation there as that is Rutledge having some words there with it looks to be Bill Hostrasser. Oh, and not happy there is Hostrasser. They're getting the penalty, I think, for face mask. As you see there, the face mask is almost basically off. Jordan.
He did, yeah. He pulled it loose on Miller Rutledge. There's been quite a bit of mask grabbing already. At some point, someone's going to have enough of that, and it's going to get a little knuckly out there. We might have a forecast of a little showering of knuckles if this keeps up. So it's going 4-on-4 here with 8:17 left in the second.
4-on-4 for 2 minutes as a penalty against Rutledge, and then the extra 2 there for the face mask against Hostrasser will make it a power play for the Owen Sound North Stars. Clock getting harassed there. He kind of left his feet there for a second. That's kind of dangerous. Give it off to McNabb. McNabb. Just a pick there from Atwood. Just scores! Jake McNabb finally gets himself on the board, and you can tell he's happy about it.
Very much celebrating that. Those arms in the air. Taking a little walk to the corner. It's like the monkey's off his back. He's feeling good now.
It only takes one. It only takes one. As you see there, gets the pick from Atwood. Takes basically 2 defenders and just beats Nick Rose low, and he's not happy about that one. Rose not had a great performance here tonight. Definitely been pretty good, but in the second period especially, Landon Kells has gotten a lot better saves here in this contest. 8:03 left here in the second period. Owen Sound with their first lead tonight. They're now up 8-7 on the Oakville Rock. I think they were down. Whoa, give it away, Riley Thompson all alone. Riley Thompson! What a save by Nick Rose, but a foot in the crease anyway. What an opportunity there for Owen Sound to make it quickly 9-7. Passed across. Now tipped a couple times there by Owen Sound, and possession will go to Oakville.
Now the assist on Owen Sound's 8th goal there on the power play. The assist goes to Chris Atwood.
Going to pass though, Saunders all alone just can get a hold of it.
So Owen Sound's two players in the top 5 of league scoring both figured in on that power play goal to put Owen Sound up by 1 with 7 minutes 30 left in the second frame.
Oakville now trying to gain back some of that momentum. Laid across. Nobody home. Oh my goodness, but a shot there by Lemieux, but just couldn't get that one on target. That one passed. Nobody home, picked up there by Barfoot. And one thing I do want to mention, quite a small bench there for the Oakville Rock, comparatively speaking to Owen Sound. You gotta wonder if that's going to cause a conditioning factor, a fatigue factor as this game goes on, especially as we talked about how hot it is here in Owen Sound today.
And certainly for a large part of the second frame, the pace that both teams were throwing out there, really pushing the play. So we'll see if that makes a difference in the third period. Oh, we got a delayed penalty call coming.
And Atwood puts that one well high, and then they're going to call it against number 55 there of Oakville. I don't have a 55 on either sheet, so we're going to take a quick little gander at the score sheet I took a picture of just before the contest to ensure that I wouldn't have any numbers wrong. Looking at Oakville, I do have a number 55. It is Dari Newborough.
Newborough.
He was number 5 on my sheet. He's wearing number 55 here tonight. And now it'll be a 4-on-3 here for Owen Sound. Shot Saunders, what a save there by Rose, and Buck thought it was in. It'll be 4 on 3 for 13 seconds. That'll be 5 on 4 for a full, basically, minute and a half.
Well, we had another player slip on that white paint again.
And that was Wyatt Barfoot. And scores because Atwood on the double man advantage. And it's now 9-7 in favor of Owen Sound. You and I paying a little too much attention downstairs to what happened there on the wet floor. Mrs. Chris Atwood getting his hat trick goal, making it 9-7.
So I'm just wondering, is the player, was that Cascanet or Barfoot that went down on the white paint? Because they might have got an assist while they're laying on their face. This 24, you're right, Wyatt Barfoot.
And actually, it looks like we just missed the goal there on that replay as well because of watching Wyatt Barfoot take his tumble. But now a 2-goal lead for Owen Sound. What a second period this has been for the Bug Juice North Stars, as they now will have a 5 on 4 man advantage here for a minute 59 or less.
Stating the obvious here, Oakville cannot afford to be, heading to the penalty box. There's been a lot of rough stuff behind the play, but Owen Sound's got the power play to make them pay a big price if they keep going to the box.
Halls wins the face-off. Big face-off win here on the man advantage, as there's about 6 left here in this second frame. About a minute 40 left in the power play.
Especially if you have a short bench, you don't want to be getting into penalty trouble.
Buck shot, good save there by Rose. Rose looking for a quick pass out, and he will just pass it up there to Hansdorf. I think they're just going to hold it here for most of the rest of the shot clock. We'll see if they get a shot away. Looking for a shot, he'll take a break. That one will just fling off his stick, kind of fanned on it. Now possession will go to the Bug Juice North Stars.
And we can confirm that Wyatt Barfoot did indeed get the assist on that power play goal by Chris Atwood. So even though he was slipping on that white wet paint, he managed to get the ball up and get an assist on the power play.
Buck back for Saunders, nobody home, but now picked up there. Back for Buck. McNabb shot, that one goes high. Picked up by Saunders, they'll pick Reed back up there by Buck. Buck's got 5 on the shot clock. That one right across for Atwood. Atwood's got to take a pass in the middle. Nobody home there for Cascanet, and possession will now go to the Oakville Rock.
He's shooting from behind the net just because of the clock being down to 1 second.
And shot, score! Oh, foot in the crease!
Foot in the crease, wow.
And Oakville can't believe it, as they've now had 2 goals disallowed. And now Rob Klopfer, and it looks to be Andrew Q having some words, and they're both going to go. Here's a replay of the no goal.
Fantastic individual effort
Definitely
by Brandon Slade there. Yeah, certainly beat his man cleanly and had an open opportunity.
It's not right there. It's right with his foot, right there. Right when his foot kind of touches, it glides over, and it
Toe
definitely
drag.
looks like he touched it.
Yeah. It's a great individual effort, except for that toe tap. And a couple going to the bench here. It looks like the refs are just trying to tamp down on. It's Rob Klopfer there.
Oh, and they're still talking. I'm getting a little worried right now because those guys are still kind of jawing at each other in the box. Anyway.
Andrew Q, the other one there, I believe, for Oakville.
Atwood. Buck. McNabb. Shot well wide, and that one will go all the way down there to Landon Kells. Kells gives it off there to Wyatt Barfoot. Barfoot fires it out there for McNabb. McNabb on a pass. Buck shot. Scores! Tanner Buck's got 4, and it's now 10-7 in favor of the Owen Sound Bug Juice North Stars. And one thing that will never stop rough housing, rough play, is being down by a wide margin. And I wouldn't say 3's a wide margin, but if it gets any worse, and Oakville's already been kind of rough with Owen Sound, and in fairness, Owen Sound's been rough back, we could see a really, really rough third period in.
I believe, McNabb picked up one of the assists on there. I think Landon Kells actually figures in on the score sheet there, too, with the second assist. So good old goaltender assist.
Possession again there for Owen Sound. Now it'll be 4 on 4 for about a minute and a half with 4 left in this second frame.
I think they're announcing it a bit different than I saw it.
Ooh, that's a high hit. That one off the post, though, and Saunders is down still. And they're going to blow the whistle. Yes, they are, and I believe that is Pat Saunders, and he is hurt. Holding, I think, his collarbone there. We'll get a replay of it, I bet, here from the Rogers replay.
Big, strong fella there. He's not easy to damage, so.
And now they're going to do a quick water break as well. Looks like Landon Kells is going for a water break.
So unless I'm wrong, I had it as McNabb and Kells with the assists on that, but they announced it as Atwood and Barfoot. So.
Well, yeah, because it went from Kells to Barfoot, and he passed it off to, I want to say it was probably Atwood. And then
Atwood, okay. I thought it was McNabb, but I could be wrong on that one. So we'll clarify. So you're saying 24 does make sense as far as Barfoot getting the second assist?
Yeah, because Barfoot was the guy who came on when they did the sub. When they rotated back when the ball went all the way out to Kells. So that one for sure makes sense.
Okay.
In fairness to Wyatt Barfoot, who's not an offensive player by any means.
And I don't want to shortchange Chris Atwood either.
Yeah,
certainly.
God forbid you don't give the guy fifth and scoring some more points, eh?
Yeah. It's either the guy who's fifth or the guy who's first. So there we go. Mind you, I believe McDowell was up 14 points on the scoring ahead of the second highest scorer, so he's got a bit of a cushion to work with.
That is a two Riverman there, second and third. That ball given away. Just can get a hold of it, though. Without possession, will be go back to one time. You got to assume here with that ball popping around, yes, there will.
A lot of sticks of flying, a few little extra shoves and pushes there here and there.
Saunders back out there, shot, good save there, and Saunders not happy about that one not beating past Nick Rose.
Good to see Saunders is none the worse for wear.
Fake there, thrown back.
Great defensive recovery there by number 24, Barfoot.
Looking for a shot. Scalpin. Okay, Scalpin shot. That one good save there by Kells. An actual shot looked to be by Alec Simons, who's got two. But now with Tyler Halls, if that one's deflected well over Rose. And now Owen's out on the back foot. Gonna be a breakaway for the scores. The Rock top shelf.
Number
and that
55,
one goes
Newborough.
Goes to Dari Newborough. And I'm going to use, I try to use it every time somebody scores top shelf. I'm going to use a Gord Chapman quote where they keep the can of corn, Andy. And it's now 10-8. I've heard cookies, I've heard corn. I don't know what to give on the top shelf, Andy, at your house, but.
Yeah, I'm old enough, too, that it used to be on the Global TV crew. They used to top shelf where they kept the peanut butter. I'm going back to the early 90s, late 80s for that one.
I guess we got to hear what Mark Perry remembers with the top shelf.
Yeah.
Now possession's going to go to Owen Sound, it looks like.
Peanut butter,
yeah, peanut butter also for the great Mark Perry downstairs.
Habscheid and Taddy, that was theirs, yeah. Jim Taddy and Mark Habscheid. Up top shelf where they keep the peanut butter.
I guess I have to look at my shelves at home and see what we keep in the top shelf at the Byers family home.
I'm a lot older than you. I'm going back to when this is before TSN was a thing, right? So they the global sports line every night at 11. That's what everyone stayed up to get all the sports highlights.
They're arguing about possession, I think. I don't know really why. You and I are having some fun there with the top cheddar.
The top shelf, yeah. Hall's had a bit of a dispute there about something going on with the face-off. I'm not sure what he was concerned about.
Good save there by Kells. That was a quick little snag by Landon Kells. Now up the floor comes Drake Smith. Drake, realizing he's a defensive player, will wave, and this will be a penalty against Oakville, and Oakville's going to be hard done by here tonight by the penalties.
The second assist, the assist on the Oakville goal goes to Haustrauser, Bill Haustrauser, number 91. In quite a balance, if we look there, there's only one Oakville player has more than one goal out of their goal scorers.
Simons, 17, got two in a row.
7 goal scorers on their 8 different goals. So definitely showing some balance, but as you mentioned before, they have a short bench.
I was actually going to mention that earlier. They don't have a guy over 30 points here in the OSL. Their most is 29 there by Stephen Portelli.
And we have Oakville player going to the bench too here for a penalty. Number 32 heading to the box. I didn't see what the call was for.
Jordan Aki.
Yeah. So another power play for Owen Sound.
Saunders, because that one just won. But as I said there, Oakville hasn't had a point getter over 30 points, so they're definitely a score by committee team. Atwood shot, good save there. Now Buck, Saunders, Buck. Shot McNabb, good save there by Rose. McNabb's got to go back and play some defense here. Flying out Zach Tompkinson. Tompkinson goes to meet him, and that ball will skip right over. Caught by Kells, I think. Where'd he catch it? I guess in his pad there in the end. But 2-second difference between shot clock, or pardon me, between game clock and penalty in favor of the penalty. So if Owen Sound doesn't cash it, then they will stay 5-on-4 for basically just the face-off.
Now, to be fair to Jordan Aki here, his Aunt Martha can be rest assured he's not a bad boy because it's actually a penalty for too many men. So it's a bench minor that he's serving for his team there.
So unlucky for him, he's the one who got sent. Atwood shot there, that's a good save. Saunders pops it up, and that went to McNabb's stick. McNabb can take a whack. Atwood's got possession of it though. Great job there by Chris Atwood.
Damn stick went flying there.
Atwood now. Gives it off to Buck. Buck gets the pick. Backs for McNabb. McNabb across Saunders. Quick shot there. Talk about a quick trigger. Buck now can't get a hold up. Now he will.
25 seconds left in the period.
Buck. Saunders. McNabb. That one just high. Picked up by by Cascadet. That one goes wide. Possession will now go to Oakville with 14.6 left on the clock. See where they give it to him. It'll be deep in the Owen Sound zone. They're going to take a run at the net. Down goes him and Klopfer. Now possession will go back to Owen Sound, I think. Yes, it will. That's Barfoot. He's got 5 on the clock. Barfoot's got Tompkinson with him. Barfoot, Tompkinson, fans on it. He gets set to the boards, flying. I think he tripped. What an opportunity there for Zach Tompkinson, but just couldn't beat Nick Rose there, as that'll do it for the second frame. An action-packed second frame, might I add. 10-8 in favor of the Owen Sound Bug Juice North Stars. Beside me, that's why I took my pause, but what a period there for Owen Sound. Down 6-4 coming in, they come out 10-8 leaders. They look really, really good in that second period, a heck of a lot better than they did in that first period there, Andy.
Absolutely, they got their offense just a cracking and a rolling, but we do have to give our hats off to Landon Kells there, because Oakville had a ton of opportunities early on, and he made a ton of fantastic saves early on to keep them in it and allow them to take the lead and increase the lead there. So it's shaping up to be an interesting third frame.
Absolutely. Yeah, you mentioned there, Landon Kells had a great start to the second period. I think a big reason why they were able to have that offensive jump is they gained, I'll say, confidence in their goal. Not that they didn't have confidence in Kells, who's second in goals against average in the OSL coming into tonight, but just him being able to make those big save after big save after big save, got to give you some confidence. Like, okay, we got to go out there, we got to help out our goalie here tonight, and let's get some goals. And they definitely did there in the second frame. Now up by 2 goals going into that third period. Now we talked about what they got to do to come back in the first period. Andy, going into the third, what do they have to do to be able to keep up what they're doing right now?
Well, I think what they have to do is keep pressing the play and keep pushing the play, keep pushing the pace. So far, Oakville's matched them, but we mentioned it's hot in here, it's humid, and they have a short bench. And also, when you're killing a penalty, that takes a lot out of you too. So Oakville, one of the keys for them is they got to keep out of the penalty box. But Owen Sound has to keep pushing them and hope that maybe a little fatigue sets in later on in the third period there, and they can hang on to the lead.
Absolutely, and that'll do it here for us at this point. We'll be right back here at the Bayshore. First, you'll see an interview I did with Nick Rose, and then we'll be back to me and Andy here for the rest of the second intermission, going into the last period between the Owen Sound Bug Juice North Stars and the Oakville Rock here on Rogers TV.
What kind of show do you want to see on Rogers TV? What interests you? Log on to rogerstv.com, fill out a show proposal, and tell us about your segment idea. We want to know what you want to see. Rogers TV, only on Rogers.
I'm Wendell Clark with a word about winning. We all know it takes a team effort in any sport and with any challenge. You can be a part of the winning team that shuts out impaired driving. Whether you're out on the town or just hanging out with friends, drink responsibly. Always have a plan for a safe ride home for yourself your family, and your friends. You'll be helping to shut out impaired driving.
Visit ArriveAlive.org to find out more. Arrive Alive. Drive sober.
Hi, I'm Sharon Skelly, host of Community Close-Up on Rogers TV. Join me as I interview guests from groups such as healthcare, social services, the arts, sports and recreation, and education. These people make Owen Sound an area the great place that it is to live, work, and play. So remember to join us here on Rogers TV, Grey County. And remember, it's your community, so take part.
Don't forget to join us on Grey County Life at Home in the summertime.
Well, our summer show is going to be fabulous because it's called Celebrity Cooks with the Rogers TV.
Welcome everyone here to the second intermission between the Owen Sound Bug Juice North Stars and the Oakville Rock. I'm here with Nick Rose, starting goalie of the Oakville Rock and Toronto Rock. Nick, how much fun has it been playing at the junior B level, going from the NLL?
Yeah, I mean, playing lacrosse in the summer is always a blast. Obviously, we have a long off season, so any chance you get to play this game and compete with also guys off Toronto Rock is pretty special for me.
You are only in your second start coming into tonight. You're in your first start, you had a really good game. You got a win, and you only allowed 6 goals. How much confidence do you have at this level?
Yeah, I mean, I'm confident in our group. I think we got a good group of guys, and it's a big game too. So we have to come out here and compete against a good team, and hopefully we can get the job done. But this is a likely playoff matchup, so we know the impact of this one.
Absolutely. You guys are currently third in the OSL, Owen Sound in second. I believe only 2 points separating you two between the 8, 6, and 1 Bugs Juice North Stars versus your 7 and 7 Rock. So again, as you said, big game for you guys. How much confidence do you have coming into tonight for your team?
Yeah, I mean, obviously I haven't seen Owen Sound play this summer yet. I've heard that they compete. We have to be ready to go from the hop because I know they got some young legs, and yeah, we got a pretty good lineup, I think, but yeah, it's going to take all of us to get the job done and hopefully overpass them in the standings.
Now, you've only played in one game, this being your second one. The Rock currently are 2-1 over the Owen Sound Bug Juice North Stars. Both wins coming at home, though. So you guys are 0-1 here at the Bayshore. What do you think you guys have to do to be able to win here at the Bayshore?
Yeah, this is a tough place to play. I haven't played here since junior B, like over a decade, 15 years ago or whatever. So hopefully the crowd comes in and enjoys the game. But yeah, we got to play our best game of the season to beat these guys here at home.
Perfect. Thank you. Nick Rose of the Oakville Rock.
Thanks,
Thank you for joining us.
Right now, a lot of you feel like you aren't able to be who you truly are.
What's most important, more important than everybody else knowing who you are, is that you know who you are.
As a young person, time moves slower for you, and just know that things will get better.
It Gets Better Canada is a registered Canadian charity with a focus on uplifting our queer youth through the power of digital storytelling.
As a Two-Spirit person, I use they, them pronouns, but that's not the case for every Two-Spirit person.
There are so many voices out there that we didn't have 10 years ago, 20 years ago.
No matter what your mind tells you, you really are perfect the way you are, so stop beating yourself up so much.
I'm gonna be a boy in a dress, because why not?
Your identity is explosive.
We all have our unique journeys, but one thing that connects us all is the desire to be happy, the desire to celebrate being our authentic selves.
Welcome back here to the Harry Lumley Bayshore Community Center and the Jane McCarthy Arena for tonight's second intermission between the Owen Sound Bug Juice North Stars and the Oakville Rock. Owen Sound currently up 10-8 here in the OSL Senior B Division. Their last home game and last regular season game. These two teams have 3 points separating them in the standings. Owen Sound in second place, Oakville in third place. Big game between these two sides and a potential playoff matchup depending on how Ennismore ends their season. But big game here tonight. Owen Sound, as I said, up 10-8. They've had a couple power plays and power play goals here against Oakville. Oakville only came in averaging 9.4 penalty minutes per game. They had the least penalized team in all of the OSL. And they've come in tonight taking some pretty dumb penalties. A couple too many men on the floor. They had a double minor for face mask. Not a great period there for Oakville, and some big saves by Landon Kells to start off the second period there against the Oakville Rock. Pardon me. Kells has been fantastic in the goalie battle between himself and Nick Rose, and Rose, in fairness to him, had a pretty good second period, not as good as the first period, allowing 6 goals in the second, only allowing 4 in the first, as Andy Clark joins me back here. But that'll do it here for us for the second intermission between the Owen Sound Bug Juice North Stars and the Oakville Rock. We'll be right back here for the third period on Rogers TV.
Every year, dozens of Canadians are killed or seriously injured because they take risks around railway tracks. Talk to your loved ones about rail safety. Visit stoptracktragedies.ca.
You should expect to take the occasional fall when you're paddleboarding, so always have your tether attached. If you lose your balance, aim for the side so that you fall into the water. To get back on your board from the side, pull yourself aboard while remaining in the prone position. Once aboard, reorient yourself so that you're facing the front of the board. Then, using your paddle to brace yourself, get up to your knees and then stand.
Blood in the urine is the most common symptom of bladder cancer. Don't ignore this warning sign, not even once.
Hello everyone, your host Antoine Lahashim here on the couch, and welcome to Season 8. Yay! 8 seasons. And we've got a lot of awesome guests coming up, so keep watching.
And welcome back here to the Harry Lumley Bayshore Community Center and the J.D. MacArthur Arena for the third and hopefully final period between the Owen Sound Bug Juice North Stars and the Oakville Rock. Owen Sound currently up 10-8 with 2 seconds left on their man advantage coming into the third period. I'm Spencer Byers here with Andy Clark. Andy, big second period there for Owen Sound. Start off with some big saves by Landon Kells and with some big goals there for the North Stars as they come into this third period.
Absolutely, a high-scoring affair. I was just in the intermission digging out a second score sheet because we're getting to that point where we may actually have to reach onto a second one to count for all the goals here.
And if the second is any indication what this third period is going to look like, it's going to be a rough and tumble, high-scoring affair. Oakville, though, looking for a shot. That's a good save there by Kells. Kells has looked fantastic since the end of that first period.
And certainly early on in the second, he made a ton of saves early on to keep them in it, so we'll see if that history repeats itself.
Oh, Pat has to go off for the strap. I was wondering why Pat was running off the floor anyway. Fegan gives it off there to the trailing McMillan, just can't get a hold of it. Now McMillan's got to go back and play some defense. McMillan's got some speed, but just can't catch up. In a lone shot, another good save there, but the chest of Landon Kells. And he's got to fix his net. And now Fegan for Chris Atwood. With that signature walk, there's a signature kick. I was waiting for it. Atwood gives it across there. That's Cascanet, back for Atwood with the swim. Atwood gives it back, nobody home. And now away come Oakville. Smith there with some defense shot. Good save there by Kells. And now we'll see who, oh, it is in the net there. And now possession back for Owen Sound. Dan Keene.
Kells played last season as a backup for Calgary Roughnecks. I believe he played in parts of 4 games. Just recently taken in the expansion draft by Vegas.
Obviously, have liked what they've seen here in the Senior B division. Fegan. Saunders shot right into the chest protector there of Nick Rose. NLL ties across the floor here for both squads. And now possession goes back to the Rock. Stephen Portelli, now their leading point getter.
We haven't mentioned his name much today.
I didn't see the entire first period. That shot, foot in the crease. Another good save by Landon Kells. Kells is keeping that momentum from the second period on. He's had a great last about 23 minutes. Buck gets a screen, kinda gives it off there to Fegan. Fegan takes a bump. He'll give it up to Atwood. Atwood shot from well out. It's blocked. Atwood goes to retrieve, but Nick bounce right into Nick Rose's red orange paint.
Certainly weren't giving Atwood much room on that one.
Simons. He's got 2 tonight. Simon shot. Good save again there by Kells. Not being able to find the holes they were able to in that first frame. Oakville since the first period, as I said.
Yeah, early in the first period, they had some luck shooting from the outside. Some of them had screens, some of them didn't, but obviously Kells is he's warmed up and ready to go.
Thompson shot there right into the belly there of Nick Rose.
Thompson led the Ivy League in scoring at one point with Princeton Tigers back in the day. His brothers are also pretty strong lacrosse players.
Cortelli hands it off. Some ruckus going on there behind the play. That ball be given away there to Wyatt Barfoot. And he'll give it off now to Noah LeVar. He'll give it off to Saunders, and now Pat Saunders will take a rock. Saunders gives it off there to Thompson. Thompson back for Atwood. Atwood gives it off there to Fegan. Fegan, what a swing there. Shot. Good save by Rose. And Saunders going to go off. Tyler Halls gives it off there to McNabb. Kind of a late line change there for Owen Sound. Fegan looking for McNabb. He'll give it right across there for shot scores. Atwood with his 4th. Chris Atwood. I saw Buck doing the finger. Chris Atwood gives the little finger point. And it's now 11-8 in favor of Owen Sound.
That is, and just trying to think, was that Thompson with the assist on that one? Well, I guess we'll get the official call in a moment there.
I believe, yeah, it was Thompson with the primary. And I think it's Fegan, yeah, it's Fegan with the second assist, Thompson with the first assist. And the goal goes to Atwood, number 4 for him. He's got 34 goals on the year. Now 4 ahead of Travis Longboat for the most in all of the OSL. Really showing tonight where they picked him up, and they picked him up actually in their last contest. His first game was against the Rivermen in the 5-4 win for Owen Sound at Six Nations.
It's at least a 7th point tonight.
Good shot there by Dan Keene. Good, better save there by Nick Rose. Forced into the boards, and Keene can't pick it up. There's some yelling there on the floor.
That was a 3rd point for Fegan on tonight, and 2nd point for Thompson, his 2nd assist.
Good forecheck there by Riley Thompson. Shot almost from well out. Good dip there, shot. Good, better save by. Never mind, not a save by Kells. They're saying that one didn't touch him, and the possession will go to Owen Sound as that one went into the netting. McMillan. Those orange shoes. McMillan fakes it. He gives it across there to McNabb. McNabb can get a pick from Atwood. No, he doesn't. He fakes shot. Good save there by Rose.
Thompson getting an awful lot of court time recently there. I wonder if the coach is playing a hunch, or maybe he's just resting some of the other guys, or...
It will be interesting to see if Thompson does stay as one of the more offensive contributors here late down the stretch. Put across the top. Oakville still looking for a lane. They haven't been able to get a whole lot going here on offense. That shot from well out save there by Kells and trapped in there by Tyler Halls. He'll fire it up there for Klopfer. Gives it up there to Tanner Buck. Looking back for Pat Saunders. Saunders back there for Buck. Tanner in the corner. In for Saunders. Saunders again. Shot. Better save. Fegan again from the back. Nobody home. Picked up there by Dan Keene. No. Keene. He'll give it off to Atwood. Atwood tries to pick it up, and now it'll go all the way down to Kells, and Atwood will take that signature slow walk. And Kells will just kind of fork it up to him. And now here comes Atwood, about 15 on the clock. Atwood fires it. Right there to Buck, I believe. Buck, yes it is. Working on that right side he loves. Buck low, saved there by Nick Rose. The possession will go to the Rock. I believe it also was deflected there in front by a Rock player.
That was a very solid save by Nick Rose on a down low shot.
Passed across, trying to get in front. Barfoot shot, good save there by Kells. Stout again here in this third frame. LeBar. Up there for Riley Thompson. Thompson got McMillan to his left. He's going to wait a little bit longer here, waiting for the offensive guys to get on the floor.
McNabb out wide, cut to the middle.
Dan Keene fakes, gets to the, tries to get around, trying to get to the middle there, gets the pass across there for Thompson. Thompson with a swim. Thompson shot, good save there by Rose. It'll give you a penalty, high sticking there against Jordan McMillan, and now it'll be a power play for the Rock.
So the power play running at about 33% going into today's game. And Oakville's penalty kill running at about 69% coming into today's game too. So,
and that's a lot lower. Owen Sound's penalty kill also at 69%. Let's see what we'll see what they can do here on. I'm gonna say their first actual penalty kill. Quite a few offsetting penalties against both sides, but Oakville now with their first real man advantage. Andrew Q starting it at the very top. Q.
Oakville's power play, at 22% there. I flipped over with Owen Sounds. It was at 33. So yeah, it's not a strong suit of Oakville's traditionally this season.
And they're gonna another penalty there against Owen Sound, and they're not gonna be happy with this one, going down to 5-on-3. And they're gonna call a possession change in favor of Owen Sound, even with the penalty. And we'll see who gets sent. It looks to be Miller Rusbridge getting his second minor tonight. And we'll see what the call's for. It's gonna be another high sticking call against Owen Sound. The second straight.
Well, there's about 12 minutes, 10 seconds left here, so Owen Sound certainly wants to kill these off and not leave the door open for a comeback. They got the 3-goal cushion at this point. But at this point, Oakville's still been getting an awful lot of quality opportunities, and Kells has really been keeping them in it. So,
Q. Back to Q. Gives it down low. Back for Andrew Q. Gives it down low again. Shot. That one goes wide. Almost off the Dan Schneider sign, but it stays in play. Portelli gives it off there to DeWick. Back for Q. DeWick. Down low. Shot there. Another good save by Kells. Possession will be gained there by Klopfer, I believe, and it will be. Klopfer now flying down the floor. It's still 5-on-3 for about a minute. Let's see how much he can chew.
Be happy to burn up as much of that 30 seconds as they can.
Chris Atwood's on the floor. I'm kind of surprised at that call there, Andy. Putting one of the better offensive players here on Owen Sound on the floor on the penalty kill.
Switching them off now.
I guess that was just in case if Klopfer could get something at the net. Anyway, now here come back up the penalty killers for Owen Sound. Pass across the top. Fake there, back down low. That's Lemieux. Lemieux shot. That one goes wide. Lemieux's taking a bunch of shots here during this power play. That one in low shot. Other good save there by Kells. Trying to dance right around him like Patrick Kane, but nobody home.
30 seconds left in the first penalty to McMillan.
Just gonna pick that one up with Atwood. Atwood seems to be the guy they're throwing out there on the 5-on-3 to try to get some offense. If they get possession, obviously. And now it's DeWick. Down low, shot, great block there by Tyler Halls. And he'll gain back possession. Here comes Halls. Halls got a one-on-one opportunity, and Atwood's gonna fly on the floor too to see if he can help out.
And there's an extra ball on the court down there, a green one in the corner. Hope no one steps on that. Referee saying play on, he'll clear it out.
It looks like a tennis ball, actually.
Yeah, a little fan action, I think.
Wonder if it was an Oakville player trying to stop the play. And now it'll just be dumped in deep there as Buck was also on the floor, and so was McMillan. So quite an offensive 4 there for Owen Sound. As now it'll be back to 5-on-5. No worse for where they're on the 5-on-3. What a penalty kill there by Owen Sound, and a big block at the end of it there by Tyler Halls.
The Owen Sound bench showing its appreciation there.
I think so is Landon Kells. They got 8 on the shot clock there. Great job. Stick work there on Steve Portelli. He's had no opportunities at the net almost all night. Now Wyatt Barfoot in, shot, good save. Other one, oh my goodness, that one just goes wide there.
That was great for Barfoot to create the turnover in his own end and bring it all the way up for a scoring opportunity.
And that was Drake Smith there with the second opportunity. That one just went wide. He gave back possession. Great offense and defensive plays there by Barfoot and Drake Smith as they get some pats on the back as they go to the bench.
Surely Drake Smith would love to get one against his former team.
Oh, coughed up there by Saunders. He didn't see where he lost it. Now Keane's got to play some defense for him. Back across shot. That one doesn't beat Kells. Kells has been fantastic the last, I'm going to say 40 minutes, but last at least 31.
Nice little pick play set there by Mike McLeod.
Noah Lamar.
Thompson has it again, looking for someone out front.
Thompson gets a double pick there. He gives it off there. Oh my, Thompson just got thrown. But possession goes to McNabb. He's going to go off gingerly. Chris Atwood from well out. That one goes wide. Cascad's going to just dump it, and he doesn't in time, I don't think. Gotta hope though. We're gonna see if Thompson's okay, because he got absolutely thrown there nearing the end of that shot clock.
He's had some rough treatment several times today. Not one of the bigger players, and certainly Oakville's taken advantage of that.
Passing around there. Oakville again shot. That one screamed, but good save there by Kells. Still getting harassed there, and that was Wyatt Barfoot. He's had a great defensive game here tonight. Also got an assist at least tonight. That one passed. It's blocked by a stick by Ken Colson. Ken Colson's still there trying to play with a little bit of that stick work. Another block in from by Tyler Hall. And here comes Rob Clover. Clover's going to wait for his offensive guys. Up for Fegan. Mike Fegan in alone. Fegan, put a bump. Fegan takes a tumble though. Just lost his footing and then gets thrown as Rob Clover. Possession will go to Owen Sound. What a play there by Mike Fegan to throw the defender but then lose his footing. Still got a pretty good opportunity out of it.
Bit of stick work going on there between, was that number 91, Brandon Slade, and one of the Owen Sound players were showing some unpleasantries.
Tanner Buck takes a run. Good shot there. Better save by Nick Roser. Nick Rose wanted to call there on Saunders, but possession will go back to Owen Sound. 7.5 minutes left here in this third frame. 11-8 in favor of the Bug Juice North Stars. McNabb. Slipped there by Keane. Slipped there by Fegan. McNabb for Buck. Buck into the middle. Nobody home. Picked back up by Fegan. Fegan. Back up there for Saunders. Saunders gets it whacked out of his stick. And now Fegan's going to play a little bit of forechecking defense. And that one will get around him. And now possession back for Oakville. Trying to get around Drake Smith. He will shot. Good save there by Kells. And it doesn't beat him.
Just dribbling towards the goal line.
Mike McLeod there able to retrieve it before it crosses the line. We'll see if the great Mark Perry can bring up the net, over the net replay, which we do have working tonight, thank goodness. McMillan. Riley Thompson back on the floor, might I add. And McMillan gets thrown well from behind the play. And McNabb's going to take a wait to get the extra man on the floor. And the extra man is Pat Saunders, and now possession will go to Owen Sound. We're going to see the replay here. You see Kells there, realize it squirts by him nice and slow though. So good, great grab there by Mike McLeod. And now possession for Owen Sound as they get another power play here. It'll be a 2-minute minor. There I guess it looks to be Bill.
Brandon Slade, is it? I believe number 91.
I got Bill Holstrasser, I believe.
Holstrasser, 91. Bill Holstrasser, you're right. Good call on that one. So certainly that's a big break for Owen Sound. Just had some success on the power play in the second period. And again, tired team, fast pace, late in the third. They're quite happy to get this power play. So how crucial was it, killing off the two-man disadvantage about 5 minutes ago.
Now Buck, Cascanet, Atwood. I believe that's McNabb. McNabb, Atwood, Pat, Saunders, Buck. Just gonna get to Atwood there. Now Buck's gonna play some defense. Atwood's gonna fly off the floor. Now it's Buck 2-on-1. Back to D, there's Tompkinson. Passed across, shot. Great save by Landon Kells. Oh my goodness, has Kells been fantastic tonight. Tanner Buck's now got back possession. I said Landon Kells was having a problem in that first period, Andy, and he's looked great since that first frame.
Absolutely. He's been a big factor in this game. At this point, we'd have to say he's the man of the match with 5:50 left.
No offense to Atwood or Buck, who both got 4 goals. That one goes wide, and that was Tanner Buck. That's going to squirt all the way down to Kells. Kells is going to go out and retrieve it. He's thinking about it. He will. He's going to bat it, and he does bat it, but possession will go to Oakville. Asking their Barfoot was asking to make sure he knew where the ball was being started from. As now Oakville still down a man, by the way. They're in man disadvantage here for another about 55 seconds. But they do have 19 off from the shot clock. That shot from well out. Good save there by Kells again. Tyler Hall's trying to get possession of it. Now Wyatt Barfoot trying to get possession of it. Barfoot does to Tyler Halls. Halls now will take a walk as they get the offensive guys for one last, I think, real rush here on the power play for the Bug Juice North Stars.
Just want to take a second to acknowledge, too, how clever that was of Kells, to knock it up when he knew it was about to run out the possession clock. So that was on the other end instead of his own.
Great play there by Kells. Buck. I believe that's Keene. Buck. Keene. Shot. That one goes wide. Buck couldn't get a hold of it. Atwood's going to go back to retrieve. Kells got to bat it again. And Kells almost puts that one into the seats. And the possession will go back to Oakville. I believe that was Marley Angus with possession of it. Now back there for Josh DeWick. Now it's back to 5-on-5.
Good battle out front.
Shot. Another good save there by Kells. Have to do a yoga pose to keep that one out. I got a smile from Greg Cowan on that one. I feel pretty good about that one.
Alex Simons and Brett Cloffer were having a monumental battle out front for position.
Yeah, they were both very much in each other's grills there in front of that net. Now 4 minutes left here in this third frame. Jordan McMillan. Fegan takes a run around. Fegan. Shot there. Good save by Nick Rose. Rose has also been able to shut the door here late in this third period. But now here come Oakville. Flying into the offensive zone. Shot from well. And again, good save off the mask, I want to say there, of Landon Kells. And now it's Mike McLeod, the captain. He'll give it off.
Haven't noticed a lot of McNabb this period. I don't know if if they're resting him heading into playoffs or if he's maybe a bit banged up being the last game of the season.
Well, you see him there kind of slowly, gingerly coming onto the floor there as the last offensive North Star. Cascanet up for McNabb. McNabb telling McNabb or Cascanet to go up. Chris Atwood, great save. McNabb shot, scores! Speak and you shall receive, Andy.
There you go.
Jake McNabb's got his second tonight. It's 12-8 in favor of Owen Sound.
Well, he made his presence known pretty quickly. There you go. So I'd say he's none the worse for wear. There's no injury going on there. So.
I mean, I think he just wanted to dispel the rumor there, Andy. He wanted to make sure you knew. Now, I was taking a little bit of a break, and now I'll show you the leading point getter and all of the OSL. Why I'm the leading point getter.
Yeah, just gobbled up that rebound and deposited it down low with quick hands.
Face-off won by Oakville. Hansork with the face-off win. Now Thompson had possession of it for a second. Hall's now going to harass, so is Thompson, and now Thompson will go off. Oakville, I think, knows they only have a couple minutes here. They're going to pull the goalie with about 3 minutes left here in this third frame. Alex Simmons. Simons, pardon me, gives it off. DeWick. Back for DeWick. DeWick, fake shot, scores! Josh DeWick finally beats Landon Kells for the first time this third period. And now it's 12-9. But they got to work quick. We only have about 2.5 left here in this third frame when they're down by 3.
Still down by 3. I was just catching up with the assist on McNabb's goal there. Goes to number 77, Chris Atwood. So the new acquisition from Clearview paying off in huge spades here. So that's his 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8th point of the night for Chris Atwood.
Good face-off battle there between Halls. And it looks to be Jordan Hackey. And face-off won by Oakville. That one doesn't go into the bench, though. And still trying to get possession of it, those Owen Sound, and they will not. Yes, they will. Landon Kells will gain possession of it. He'll give it back there, too. I want to say it's Cascadet. And it is. Lift it up there, Tanner Buck. Very high forecheck there by the Rockets. They know they're down. Dan Keene up for Atwood.
Just passing the 2-minute mark here. 2 minutes remaining.
Buck down for, I want to say it's actually Thompson. Thompson in the middle. Atwood just puts that one wide. That was an absolute rocket. Just put it wide of Nick Rose, and I think he's going to run off here if they can get possession of it, and he will. Minute 40 left.
Thompson was hobbling his last shift when he left, but looks like he's shaking it off. None the worse for wear in that regard.
Pass across the top. Back there for DeWitt, who got the last goal. Shot there, that one blocked in front. That one passed in front, nobody home. Picked back up though by DeWitt. DeWitt shot, that one blocked right off the foot there of Tompkinson, and he's gonna limp off as quickly as he can. Minute 18 left here in this third frame.
Took it off the back of the lower leg there. He's facing the wrong way. Oh, a little bit of a stick to the head there.
Clover.
Yeah, Clover got it there from number 14 of Oakville.
Good whack there on Dan Keene. Keene taking possession of it, gets a high stick there, and there's going to be a whistle. There is, and that will for sure do this period in with the man advantage now going to Owen Sound with 51 seconds left here in the third frame.
A lot of grabbing and a hacking going on there. 51 seconds left. And our aforementioned number 14, you have his, that's Stephen Portelli.
The leading point getter coming into tonight there for Oakville. Didn't have a goal. I don't know if he's got a point yet tonight. I don't have him having one yet. Wyatt Barford.
There's a good chance these teams are going to face each other in the first round of the playoffs.
This has been a good omen.
This is just deciding home court advantage.
And in fairness to Oakville, they're 2-0 at home. Owen Sound looking to be 2-0 at home as well. So both teams having really good home floor advantage here against each other. So we'll see if either one can get the away win, which will be the major difference. But Owen Sound does have home court advantage with this win. And I know I have a lot of confidence saying that with the clock still running, as there now be 20 or about 19, or pardon me, like a running clock. I'm surprised they kept it running, but anyway, no more shot clock. 14 left on the game clock as it ticks down, rolls down. They did again pull, I think, Nick Rose. No, they didn't. There's going to be a fight. It's going to be a club for, I guess, I can't tell who. It looks to be number 91, Bill Holstroffer. I think you told me they were battling in front of the net earlier. Are they going to break him up now? I think they are going to try as they're going to wrestle to the ground.
There's been a lot of sort of chippiness behind the play since the middle of the second.
With 7.5 seconds left here in this third period. Kind of a pointless grab there, but I guess Clover just said I had enough.
I guess they're sending a little message there that we're going to see you guys. We got a game, I believe they play tomorrow, Oakville does, against Ennismore.
That's the James game.
And at that point, it's not going to mean as much to the standings at that point, because I think with this, Owen Sound secures.
Yeah, actually, Mark Perry has a great point. Ennismore is only 2 points behind Oakville, so if they beat Oakville after this loss, they will be tied on points. And now looking for my Oakville sheet to see if I can find their previous matchups. That is the Owen Sound sheet. There's my Oakville Rock sheet. They, against Ennismore, beat them lost 1 and won 1. So actually tomorrow night against Ennismore is the most important game they will play. obviously it being their last game, because of them splitting the season series. Again, Oakville winning the home game, losing the away game to Ennismore. The winner will get the third and sole possession of the third seed and will play against the Owen Sound Bug Juice North Stars in the first round.
And geographically, if you think about it, not that Oakville's close to Owen Sound, but Ennismore's, it's kind of quite a hike. That's up in the Peterborough area, I believe. So probably geographically, you'd rather be going to Oakville than Peterborough.
Ooh, a 5-minute major to Bill Hostroffer, and only a 2 to Rob Klopfer after the fight. Or I'll call it a fight, a scuffle for sure. But no, it'll be a big game. And Ennismore had a problem here the last weekend they were here.
It looks like something shaping up here too between Captain
Jordan
McLeod
Akey and Mike McLeod.
And they just let the clock run out. Probably a sensible thing to do.
And I think Mike McLeod's down Oakville getting off the floor.
Yeah.
I think he's had enough of their shenanigans, and they're not going to be going slowly off the floor there, as it looks to be Wyatt Barfoot keeping the peace there in between. He's got an A on his shirt tonight, as well as Dan Keane coming over. Walking over still is Mike McLeod, and he's still yakking. And they might want to pull Mike back here for a second. Now got a hold of him there is Noah Labar. Yeah. These two teams are really jawing, and I think they know these two teams could be a playoff matchup when it comes down to it. Owen Sound, I still think, is trying to...
I think Oakville's basically trying to take a little, distract themselves from the fact that they lost a key matchup against a team that have a good chance of meeting in the first round of the playoffs.
But this game really proves tomorrow night against Ennismore is a massive contest. I forgot they actually have to shake hands. So this is going to be an interesting handshake. Hopefully nothing kicks off here during the handshake line.
Yeah, hopefully things have settled down there and calmer, sensible heads have prevailed.
Surprisingly, Nick Rose did not front the line here tonight. He's in the back. He allowed 12 goals here tonight.
And I'm not sure, was it Craig Wendy sitting on the bench for them? Because he's quite an outstanding goaltender himself.
Yes, it was. Definitely was Craig Wendy wearing number 1 here tonight. Listed on our sheet as number 30. Wearing number 1.
They both, they have two fantastic options in net there.
Wendy actually played a bulk of the games this season. As we said, Nick Rose only played 1 game before tonight. Allowed 6 goals. He's allowed double that here tonight against the Owen Sound Bug Juice North Stars. And what a game for Owen Sound. They had I'll say, relative to the game the way it ended, Andy, a brutal first period. They then, and I'll give Landon Kells the credit, after allowing 6 goals in the first period, allowed only 3 more the rest of the game. The rest of the 40 minutes, only allowed 1 in that third period nearing the end of it when the game was almost out of reach. What a game by Owen Sound, and what a game for Landon Kells going into the playoffs. It's their last home game and last regular season game this year.
A ton of, and not easy saves either. He made them look routine and look easy, but he had a fantastic game. So really, for me, the biggest question is, is Chris Atwood or Landon Kells, would he be, the first star if we were doing that tonight? I don't know. What are your thoughts?
I mean, Tanner Buck deserves a mention there, too. He also got 4 goals tonight. Yeah. That's kind of the problem, is you're kind of spoiled for choice here for Owen Sound, because you go Atwood, who's got, 8-9 points. You got Buck, who's probably got 8 or 9 points, and you got Kells, who after a rough first period really kept his team in it, and I think really swung the pendulum in favor of Owen Sound at the start of that second period, making all those big saves in the first 3-4 minutes, being able to just do an amazing job there for Owen Sound. So no, I think you're right. 1, 2, 3, I don't care how you do it. Tanner Buck, Chris Atwood, the new guy in his second game, or Landon Kells. But 1, 2, 3, don't care how you order them, they've been the best 3 players tonight.
Absolutely, and you know what? And looking beyond that, they were definitely, the most dynamic. But there's a lot of great contributions in other ways there. Two-way play, defensive play. Like Wyatt Barfoot jumps to mind there, and Klopfer had a lot of nice plays. And
Zach Tompkinson with the block there at the end, right off the ankle. He was also really good. It was a great team performance. The first period was just a period to forget, I think, in the end for Owen Sound. It wasn't even a bad period. They were only down by 2. Me saying it was a period to forget, but that second and third period was just fantastic across the board. They really tightened up on defense. As I said, only 3 goals in the last 40 minutes compared to 6 in the first period. It was a great overall game for Owen Sound, but a great ending against a team, as we've talked about, they could play in the playoffs if they beat Ennismore tomorrow night.
Absolutely, yeah. So I think actually at this point, Owen Sound would probably love to see Oakville again, tough opponent, but they had their better number, and if they had home court advantage. I think biggest of all, though, this is their last game in the regular season. Goaltending, defense, transition, offense. I think depth, all of those things. I think Owen Sound is saying, we ticked all the boxes. We're doing all those things we want to do going into the playoffs.
Absolutely, and a big game there to end the regular season and end the homestand. We'll have some playoff lacrosse going on, I believe, next weekend here in the Senior B division. But that'll be it for Andy Clark. I'm Spencer Byers. We'll see you next time here on Rogers TV after Owen Sound's big 12-9 win.